So good day to all the Form 4 students, especially my student for S1 and for S2. So today, share with you how to solve the simultaneous equations in details. Okay, so I'm sure many of you got no problem with solving the simultaneous equation, and I'm sure you enjoy this topic very much because it's quite easy. Most important is you must know how to do it carefully and you must go fast, right? And then you need to be very careful when you solve the simultaneous equation. So before you pass up your exercise book, just go through and double check whether there is any steps that is not stated there, because this is a paper 2 question. So you have to follow the step. Every steps must be clearly written, because the marks will be allocated based on the steps. Alright, so I'm going to discuss step by step for about 3 questions. So basically there are 3 types of the simultaneous equation for this type of equation, one linear and one non-linear equation, right? So so when you do this kind of question, you must be aware that there are 3 patterns. So the first pattern is they will tell you the answer in decimal, right? They say solve. You read the question, you highlight solve the simultaneous equation, and then is actually stated there they want the answer correct to 3 decimal places. So please highlight the important keywords. Okay, so many of you will actually just do and you never follow instruction. Alright, so answer must be correct to 3 decimal places according to the question. If the question never asks, then we will actually give the answer in 4 significant figures. Alright, so now we have to follow instruction. Let's start with the linear equation. So which one is linear? So the linear equation is actually the one with the power 1. I mean the unknown is power 1. So we will start from j equal to k plus 2. We will express j in terms of k. Alright, this is easy. Instead of you write k in terms of j. So better you double check for the first step. You sure j is k plus 2? If you are very sure, then you just proceed. Now we are going to substitute this linear equation into non-linear equation, which is this one. Alright, so we will label this is equation number 2. Alright, okay. So now we are going to substitute into 2. So we look at the 2, there is a j square, right? So we will write inside the j square, we will write number 1, and then plus the 2k equal to 8. Alright, so we say substitute sub 1 into 2. Okay, so I'm going to substitute now. So it's k plus 2. Okay, after I substitute, I need to expand carefully, right? So now I'm going to expand k square plus normally we will just multiply the 2, the number, and the k here, right? Multiply, so become 4k is positive plus 2 square, which is 4, plus 2k equal to 8. I'm sure everyone got no problem, right? So then you should know that you have to arrange in order until you get the equation in general form, right? Okay, so now we are going to solve it carefully. So actually when you reach this stage, is 4 minus 8 is minus 4, right? Double check, okay? So everyone can be very careful, right? And we try to avoid careless mistake. So if you are good, you will try to check the type of the root b squared minus 4ac, right? Remember I teach you. So you take the b, which is 6, right? Your a is 1, b is 6, c is negative 4. So quickly you plug in 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 4, right? So you get 36 plus, right? This is a negative, negative, and negative, so plus 16. So you will get 52. So if you get 52, you know our formula, you square root 52, what you get? You get decimal. So obviously you get the decimal, so you have to use a formula. Please show this formula when you try to find the roots. You cannot use a calculator to get the answer. I mean, you can use a calculator to check your answer, but this formula is a must to be used to get the answer. So we are going to substitute the b with the, so we are going to substitute the 6 here. So I'm going to substitute now. Okay, let me show you how I substitute. So I'm going to substitute the ABC inside. So this one will be 6, and this one will be, just now actually this one we got the 52 already, right? This is 1, this is negative 4 over 2 times the A is 1, right? This is 1. So you just substitute. So that means you know how to apply the formula. So this one actually you need to show, alright? You have to show. If I check your exercise book, you never use this formula, I will give you wrong, because the method is not right. You cannot use a calculator to get the answer without using the formula. You're going to lose out how many marks? Method marks. If method wrong, everything will be affected. So that means you have two answers. Your x will be, you will have the x which okay, so x is negative 6 plus square root 52 over 2, and the other x will be negative 6 minus square root 52 over 2, right? So if you press the calculator, I'm sure if you simplify negative 6, this is plus square root 13, and oh sorry, let's see, we have the x or not? No, we used to write x, right? So quickly you change to k. This is also very common mistake. We used to use x, so in exam if you use x, they will minus your mark, okay? So please be careful. The k is negative 3 minus square root 13, and then you press the calculator, your k is 0.606, must be rounded off to 3 decimal places, okay? Your k is negative 6.606. With the x, with the k that you got, you must find the corresponding j. So just now the j is k plus 2. So that means your j will be 0.606 plus 2. Right, so you have to show how you get the j is 2.606, right? And the other answer, the k is negative 6.606 plus 2. So your answer will be negative 4.606. Okay, so normally we will get answer in this way. We have 4 answers, but sometimes you will get 2 answers, depends. It depends on type of the roots. So okay, so let's finalize the, normally we will write the answer, okay, we will write the answer as okay, as one sentence, okay? So I would like you to write the answer according to the answer that I want. Is you have to write answer for the pairs of the k and j. That means if the k is 0.606, then your j will be equal to 2.606, right? And if the k is negative 6.606, and the j should be negative 4.606, okay? So normally we want the answer like this. Alright, so make sure you write k and j. I think the answer given in the given answer is actually y, so that was wrong. So always double check the unknown given. The unknown given is k and j, so you cannot give your answer in terms of x and y. Alright, please double check your answer before you pass up to me. Okay, so we have discussed question number which is number 3, I guess. That is answer in decimal. Okay, as I say, if they never ask for how many decimal or how many significant, you stick to 4 significant figure as your final answer. Okay, understand? Now I'm going to discuss question number 14. So this one is apply the concept, find the coordinates of point of intersection of the line. So when you see question like this, actually you must understand that when you solve the simultaneous equation, it actually means that you are going to find the point of intersection between the two lines. So this is actually, let me explain the concept to you. This is a straight line, and this one is actually some sort like a curve. We are not sure the curve. We just draw a curly line, something like that. So the concept is find the coordinates of point of intersection, meaning that the curve and the straight line will be intersecting. That is why when you see intersection, we always use a simultaneous. It means a straight line will intersect the curve like this. Okay, so you might have 2 point of intersection. Okay, when we solve the simultaneous, it means a point of intersection. So okay, now I'm going to solve this one. Let's see. The concept is we always start from the linear equation. We always express the x in terms of y or y in terms of x. So this is number 1. Okay, I choose the easy one, and I will double check is there any careless mistake. I'm going to substitute 1 into 2. So I will write sub 1 into 2. Substitute 1 into 2, right? So we go to the 2 there, we see there is a y. So when we see y, we will just copy, but when we see x, we will substitute with the number 1. Okay, so we leave the space for x, right? So we are going to substitute the x into the equation number 2. So x is equal to 2 minus 2y and 2 minus 2y. Okay, understand? So make sure you convert the equation into one unknown so that you can simplify and solve. So all the equation must have one unknown, then you can solve, right? Okay, now we are going to expand carefully. Y plus 2 times 2 will be 4. Alright, and then 2 times negative 2 will be minus 4y. Okay, remember there is a y. Then here, remember there is a 5y. 5y times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times y is 10y. And then 5 times 2y, there is a negative here, negative 10y. And there is a y here. Alright, so it's minus 10y squared. Don't forget there is a square. Okay, so now we are going to simplify to a quadratic equation. So make sure you always tick positive for the a. Okay, shift to the left hand side, and we have the y minus 4y, which is minus 3y, right? Minus 3y minus 10, minus 13y. Okay, you can have more steps if you want. Okay, that means in between here you may write 4 minus 3y equal to 10y minus 10y squared. Then only you say 10y squared minus 13y, and then plus the 4, right, equal to 0. Okay, alright, so if I look at this equation, I always check the type of the root. So I want to know whether I can factorize, or you can use a calculator, no problem. So it's actually negative 13 squared minus 4 times 10 times 4, right? So you're having 169 minus b squared minus 4ac, right? Okay, so if you simplify carefully, you will get the root. Can it be simplified? If cannot be simplified, that means normally it cannot be factorized. So we always double check the type of the roots first. So it's actually 13 square is 169 minus 160. It's 9, isn't it? Right, if you get 9, that means you can square root. If you can square root, for sure you can factorize. Got it? Okay, it's a perfect square. So that means you can go ahead and then factorize. Okay, so when you factorize, you can press your calculator. You get 10y here, y, 10y squared. And here maybe you can choose 4 and 1. Okay, so maybe you can choose 2 and 2 and then try and error. 10y squared minus 10y squared. Okay, okay, if you choose 13, can you simplify, get the minus 13? Okay, so I'm going to choose maybe another, this one not suitable, so I will choose 5 and 2, right? So I choose 5y here. Here I choose okay, here I choose 2y to get 10y squared. 10y squared minus 5 minus 8, yeah, 13, right? Plus 4. Okay, it looks like okay for this pair, right? You agree? Alright, so your 5y is equal to 4. Okay, that means y is 4 over 5, and 2y minus 1 equal to 0. Y is 1 over 2. Alright, so with the y, okay, your y is 4 over 5, and the y is 1 over 2. For the corresponding y, you need to find the x. Remember, our x is 2 minus 2y, so we'll substitute the y, and here also 2 minus 2 times 1 over 2. Okay, so we will solve it carefully. 2 minus 8 over 5. That means you will take 10 minus 8. This is 10 over 5 minus 8 over 5. Of course, you can use a calculator, no problem. So my x is 2 over 5. And then, okay, the x will be 2. This one, I'm sure you can simplify, right? 2 minus 1, so the x is 1, right? So please look at this. The question is asking for coordinates of points. So if you never write your answer in point form, what will happen? They will minus your working marks, okay? So that means you must write points of intersection are, there are 2 points, right, as I mentioned earlier. So one is when x is 2.5, here 2.5, and then the y will be, what is the y? 4 over 5, right? So we have 1 point of intersection, and we have another one when x is 1, and what is the value of the y? The y is 1 over 2. So the point of intersection are 2 over 5, 4 over 5, and 1 over 2 and half. There are 2 points of the intersection. Okay, so you have the right answer in this way. You must write in point form with the coordinate. Okay, so this is a very important step because this is a paper 2 question. So I'm going to complete with another question. This one we have settled. So remember, you have to write your answer in point form. Again, the answer must be in point form. I highlighted many times. So when I collect your exercise book and check your exercise book, I would like to see your answer in point form and not x equal to what, y equal to what, y and x in terms of equation. I don't want. Okay, so bear in mind that your answer must be in point form. Okay, for another question, the same thing. Find the coordinates of point of intersection. It means that you are having a curve This is a curve. Maybe the curve is something like oval shape, and then you have a straight line, which is the curve is this one, and then you will have another straight line, which is this one. Okay, so maybe I represent this is 2x plus y equal to 1. So you need to find the point of the intersection between the curve and the straight line. So basically how you do is you always start with the linear equation. From the linear equation, you will write one unknown into another unknown. So you substitute 1 into equation number 2. So we are going to substitute into number 2. So sub 1 into 2, okay? Sub 1 into 2. So when you see y square, you will substitute, this is a y square, you will substitute with the x, right? Okay, y is equal to 1 minus 2x. So we leave it first, plus, okay, when we see x, we want the x, we copy, equal to 10, right? So it looks like very simple. So I'm going to plug in y is equal to 1 minus 2x, right? So 1 square is 1, here is minus, 2 times 1 times negative 2 will be negative 4x, plus the perfect square of negative 2x will be 4, positive 4x squared, right? You know how to expand in fastest way, always take this term, perfect square 4x squared, and then plus 2 times 2 times 3 will be 2 times 2 will be 4, 4 times 3 will be 12, and there must be an x for the middle term of the quadratic equation, right? Plus 3 squared. Remember, the third term is always positive and it's always perfect square. Okay, basically we always double check before we proceed so that we won't get careless mistake. So I'm going to simplify the like term. I'm having 8x squared, and I'm going to highlight the like term. 12 minus 4 will be 8x. I'm having the c, which is cancel out, right? That is actually good news. So you see here is 1 plus 9, 10. Left and right are having the same number, so we can say cancel out the constant 10. So now we are having the quadratic equation in two terms. So it's easy because you can just factorize the common term, which is x plus 1 equal to 0. It can be very simple like this. Don't forget, this is one of the factors, 8x equal to 0. And then don't use a calculator for the two terms quadratic equation. Normally we don't use x equal to negative 1. Here x equal to 0, right? So we have two values of x. For each of the value of x, we need to find the corresponding value of y. So go back to our y. Where is our y equation? This is the y equation. So let's substitute into the y. When x 0, y equal to 1 minus 2x, x is 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1. So y equal to 1 minus 2 times negative 1. So y equal to 3. So remember, your answer must be in point form. So let's see, we have the answer, which is 0 and 1, and then negative 1 and 3, right? So these are the points of intersection. So we write the answer. Point of intersections, points of intersection, there are 2 points, are, okay, let's write are 0, 1 and negative 1, 3. Alright, so this should be your answer, and don't give me x equal to 0, y equal to 1. Okay, I'm not asking for x and y values. I'm asking for point of intersection. So you must understand that you are solving a problem application. That means you have a curve, which is actually the curve is given as y square. Okay, let's say I write down this is a y square plus 2x plus 3 square equal to 10. The equation looks like this curve. Let's say it's always an oval shape, let's say. And you have one straight line, which is 2x plus y, or we can say 2x plus y equal to 1, right? Or y equal to 1 minus 2x, because I can see the gradient. It seems like the line is actually heading down like this. Okay, it's heading down like this. All right, so that means these 2 points is the answer. That means your answer is, if I want to label the answer, it should be negative 1, 3 here and 0, 1 here. All right, so let's say these are the 2 points. So you must understand the concept. All right, so the point of intersection will be negative 1, 3, and the other answer, the other point of intersection will be 0, 1. Okay, so I'm sure, okay, you have a better understanding of how to present your answer after solving the simultaneous equation. So always double check your answer before you submit to me. Okay, that's all my sharing for today. Thank you and bye bye, and I will share with you more video teaching in my next lesson. Okay, I do hope that you have a nice weekend and happy holidays. Okay, so till then, I shall see you in my next online or maybe face-to-face class. Happy holidays. Bye-bye. Always stay U-shaped. See you soon.